Now, I have to ask you about the Nord Stream pipelines. Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 cost billions of dollars, billions of euros to build. Russian pipelines, they of course weren't operational, but suddenly they blew up. It's been several weeks, several different investigations going on by the Europeans. We have heard nothing. Who, if you had to put your money on it, who actually was behind it and why?
Well, there are several options, of course. You look at the different countries and you see what would be the motivation behind it. It's difficult to say. I would say countries that have always been against it, from the West, so to speak, if they would be caught blowing up the pipeline, this would really create huge tensions, within the
coalition.
The West, the coalition. So my guess it was the Russians. I think that they just to destroy, to demonstrate what they can do, what they are ready to do to destroy infrastructure. But this is just my guess.
If we get no indication, no evidence of that from the investigations over the coming 2, 3, 4 months, would that change your view?
No, because I know that objectively it's going to be very, very difficult to do this research. You have it, it's I think 100 meters below the surface. You see something blown up, it will be very difficult to find out what it, but maybe at some stage they find out what the explosives are, where you can put it, but even there you cannot be sure that one didn't use the explosive of somebody else. So
if I'm going to be devil's advocate, if it's that difficult to figure out who it was, then your initial argument about why the traditional actors that really don't like these pipelines wouldn't do it starts to decrease.
Well, we see. I think it's also with timeline, in the end, it's not that important, So I don't think that this will make, then in the end, make a big difference.
So the reason I think it's interesting and important, potentially, and I want to know your view on this, is because if it turns out that it was the Russians and they are blowing up these two pipelines, and there's in international waters, by the way, and there's no consequence for it, well, then why wouldn't they keep doing it?
Yeah.
So there is that, right?
No, there is that. And this brings me to one point which is very important, and this is accountability.
Right.
We see Putin committing war crimes, crimes against humanity, what they have been doing from day one. It's even when you see how they take population out, when they make young people being adopted, there, it's close even to genocide, whatever. So I think we need to work very hard on accountability, because if we don't somehow succeed to bringing those people into justice who were responsible for this may be other people who have, ideas to do it. And I think we have to defend the international rules-based order, the Charter of the UN, and if we allow this, we're going to end up in the jungle.